Hey everyone, it's Matthew Fieldhouse here. In this video I'm going to show you how to make your own CCNA lab using GNS3. I passed my CCNA and my CCNP exams using GNS3. It's seriously the best way that you can practice and learn for your exams. You get hands-on experience, you can understand the concepts fast, and you don't have to pay for any real kit. It's a great way to learn. So what we'll do is create our first CCNA lab. We've got router 1 here, and the CCNA concepts don't require that many routers. You can probably get away with 2, 3 at maximum to practice things like OSPF, RIP, EIGRP and so on. So we're going to put another router in here. So we got a bit of a message there because I selected the wrong router. We're actually using the 3700 here. So now we've got our 2 routers. You see on the right hand side we've got the topology summary. R1 has got a green circle next to it, that means it's started and it's running. R2 is off at the moment. So what we'll need to do is right click R2 and click start. So I'll bring up the task manager. Remember that's Control Shift and Escape. I like to keep an eye on that because then we can watch our CPU usage, make sure we're not crashing or anything like that. In one of my other videos on YouTube, I show you how to install GNS3, I'll show you how to get the IOS image and so on, so check my other videos and I'm sure you'll be able to find some more information. So now we've got our 2 routers and we'll right click console just to see that it's working fine. Great, that looks good. So now we need to connect them together. So the way we'll do that is you select this button at the top to add a link. We'll click Fast Ethernet because we've got Fast Ethernet ports on these routers, and we'll just drag across. Done. It's as simple as that. If you then click on the topology summary on the right hand side, you can even see which ports are connected together. So here we can see that Fast 00 is connected to router 2 Fast 00. So now we're finished connecting our links, we can go ahead and configure the IP addresses under the interfaces. We'll right click and do console, and I just want to change the host name of this to R1 to match what it is in GNS. It's a great tip, keep the host names the same as what they are in GNS. It'll avoid any kind of confusion. So now we need to go to our interface, so we'll do interface Fast Ethernet 00 IP address. I'm going to use a point-to-point link here because there's only 2 routers on this network, and that requires a /30, which is a 252 subnet mask. If you want to brush up on your IP addressing skills or subnetting skills, go ahead and Google or YouTube that. Don't forget we need to no-shut that interface to bring it up. Now we can use show IPint brief, and we can see that our interface is up. Next we right click on the other side, console. So remember, enable conf-t under the interface, and this time the IP address is going to be 10.0.0.2, but again a /30. No shut. Okay, so now we can ping across the other side, see if it's working. Excellent. You'll always lose that first that first ping request, because what's happening there is the router's trying to resolve the IP address to the MAC address. It takes a while for that to get a response, and so it drops the first ping, but if we run that again it will work fine. There we go. We lost the last ping that time. There we go. Alright, so here's a great tip for the CCNA and CCNP and any kind of GNS labs that you want to set up. You can create virtual kind of hosts using loopback interfaces. So for example, if we do a conf-t and we can create a loopback 0, we can use that to simulate a host on another network. So we'll do IP address 172.16.0.1 on a /24 network. Loopback interfaces are up by default, so we don't need to no-shut that. So now we can go to router 1 and we can practice our CCNA static route to this loopback on router 2. The great thing about using loopback interfaces, by the way, is That means you can cut down on the number of routers you have, and you don't need to use any kind of hosts. You don't have to plug computers in if you're working on real routers. So we'll go to router 1. Now we need to set up our static route. It's going to be an IP route. We want to get to 172.16.0.0 network, and then the mask is going to be a /24. So now we need to define what's the next hop. So it's going to be 10.0.0.2, because that's the next IP address along the way to reach the network that we've just specified. We've entered the IP route. We can now do a show IP route to see the routing table, and there you can see we've got the static route in there via 10.0.0.2. So now let's try and ping it. Excellent. Okay, so you can see that using loopback interfaces and simple Ethernet connections between routers, you can build yourself a great GNS3 CCNA lab. And if you enjoyed this video, you can watch more by clicking the link below to go to the GNS video training website. I'd like to thank you for watching.